today. Everything changes today. How cool is that? There's some days where you're like, okay, I'm gonna do the thing that I do today, and that's what I do. And then there's other days where it's like, holy crap, the entire universe, everything changes today. The future changes today. Experiences change today. Today is one of those days that everything changes. And I'm going to go into why that is here in just a minute. But of course, welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. If you don't know who I am, my name is Glenn Lundy, husband to one, father to nine. I'm the host of this daily morning show, bringing you motivation, education, and inspiration. I'm back home today, slept in my own bed last night, which is always awesome, but not always the case. A lot of times I'm on the road sleeping in hotel beds. I got to sleep in my bed last night, got to get a lot of rest, and today is the day that everything changes. So cool, super excited. You're probably like, what the heck is he talking about? Let's dive in. Good morning and welcome to the number one morning show in America. I am your host, Glenn Lundy, husband to one, father to nine, author, speaker, and the founder of 800%.life. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning. How are you, my friend? Dude, today is, hi, Suzanne. Today is Wednesday. That's right. Today is Wednesday, a.k.a. CMA Day. We always call Wednesday CMA Day. Carter Myers Automotive Group, the most amazing automotive group in the country. Today is also the day that everything changes. Today is the day that everything changes. I can tell Facebook's already doing its messed up stuff, so I need you to do me a favor this morning. Tag your friends right now. Hit the share button right now. Let everybody know that we are here and that we are live. There are people trying to find the show, and they can't find it. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. If you have notifications turned on for the live, go back in, turn off your notifications for the live, turn them back on, and hopefully you'll get some notifications. But those of you that are here, that have found this space live, I need you to help those that can't find it. Boom. And just like that, number jumped up tremendously thanks to your help. Today is Wednesday, February 18th, 2026. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Wednesday, February 18th, 2026. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most, of this absolutely incredible day. I'm coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky. It's kind of warm out there. It was nice. Yesterday, I guess it got up to like 60 something. I don't know. I was in a different, what's up, Aiden? I was in a different state. I was in Massachusetts, and then came home last night. And it's a little bit nice this morning. I think it's like 55, 56, 57 this morning, something like that, which for you Floridians, you're probably like, that's still cold. But no, it's nice. And today is a special day, because today is the day that everything changes, and I can say that because today we launch our first ever 800% Young Entrepreneur in-person class. That's right. Today, from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and for the next 8 weeks, we will have teenagers age 13 to 19 that are going to be in my offices learning business. They're going to be in my office. They're going to be learning about business. They're going to be learning all these things that nobody teaches them in the public schools or even in the private schools. They're going to learn about money. They're going to learn about marketing. They're going to learn about inventory strategies. They're going to learn how to use AI. They're going to learn all of these things right here in my offices, and I'm super excited about it. Now, check this out. You tell me if this sounds cool to you. All right. So for the next 8 weeks, every Wednesday, from 12 to 3, I'll have these teenagers here in my office. Now, they're going to learn from me, which I believe I can add some value to the table, right? I believe I can add some value, so they're going to learn from me. But they're not only going to learn from me. They're not only going to learn from me. Here's what's crazy. Over the next 8 weeks, they're also going to learn from Sam Cox. Now, Sam Cox just spoke at NADA 2 weeks ago. He just spoke at NADA. Sam is just over 50 years old. He's been very successful in business, very successful in life. He's a very good friend of mine. He was with me in Massachusetts yesterday. So they're going to learn from me, and they're going to learn from Sam. Bonus. Now, check this out. They're also going to learn from Evan Walters. Now, Evan Walters is 31 years old, been very successful last 12 years of his life. He's had a lot of success in the auto industry. He's been a part of my company here for the last 4 years, I think it is. Family man, younger, good-looking guy. So they're also going to learn from Evan, right? Streaming, so it's hard to type in comments. So I hope all of you have an amazing day. You too have an amazing day, Marilyn. So they're going to learn from Glenn. Think about this, right? You're age 15, you're 16, you're 17. You're going to learn business in an office from Glenn. You're going to learn from Sam. You're going to learn from Evan. And then over the course of the next 8 weeks, you're also going to learn from Liza Myers-Borges, the woman who owns 26 dealerships, family-owned and operated business, been in business for over 100 years. She is going to come out and she is going to pour into these young teenagers as well. So you're going to learn from Glenn. You're going to learn from Sam. You're going to learn from Evan. You're going to learn from Liza, an incredibly successful business owner. Then, over the next 8 weeks, not only are you going to learn from Glenn and Sam and Evan and Liza, but you're also going to learn from Adam Marburger. That's right, Adam Marburger. This is a guy who has built a massive business, a massive finance and insurance business over the last 5 years, 6 years, I guess it is. He's going to come up and he's also going to pour into these young people. So they're going to learn from Glenn. They're going to learn from Sam. They're going to learn from Evan. They're going to learn from Liza. And they're also going to be learning from Mr. Adam Marburger. Now, if that wasn't enough, if it wasn't enough that they were going to learn from Adam and they were going to learn from Glenn and learn from Sam and learn from Evan and learn from Liza, if that wasn't enough, they're also going to learn from Heather Parody. That's right. Heather Parody is going to come up, and she too, as a business owner, is going to come up and she is going to pour into this next generation, these teenagers. She's going to come in, she's going to teach, she's going to share her experiences in her business, what she does, how she does it, so on and so forth. She's going to talk to them about building an amazing podcast. She's going to talk to them about all the different tools, all the different things that she's learned in business as well. So just imagine, bro. Imagine. This is why I'm telling you, today is a day that everything changes. Not just for me, my life, but we're getting ready to pour into these teenagers in a way that we've never done before, not in this place. So in my office, in the middle of business, during the day, as we're operating business, they're going to be learning from me, from Sam, from Evan. They're going to be learning from the rest of my team as my team is doing all the things that they do. They're going to learn from Brandon. They're going to learn from Jessica. They're going to learn from Hannah. They're going to learn from Casey. They're going to learn from James. They're going to learn from Alex. All these people, because they're going to be in the office setting learning business. Not going to be sitting over at a conference. They're not going to be sitting in a classroom. They're going to be right here. Now, they're going to learn from Liza. They're going to learn from Adam. They're going to learn from Heather Parody. They're also going to learn from a guy named Paul Daly. Paul Daly built something called ASOTU, the Automotive State of the Union. He has built a massive company in the auto industry. This is a God-loving man that I love in such a powerful way. He's a serial entrepreneur. He's built multiple businesses over the years. He's going to come in and he's going to teach these teenagers what it means to build a business, grow a business from his perspective. Oh, and did I mention my friend Katie Mayers is going to come out and teach as well? That's right, Katie Mayers, the author, Katie Mayers, the speaker, Katie Mayers, the business builder. She's coming out. She's going to come out and she's going to take some time and she's going to pour into these kids. Over the course of the next 8 weeks, these teenagers are going to learn from Glenn, learn from Sam, learn from Evan, learn from Liza. They're going to learn from Adam Marburger. They're going to learn from Heather Parody. They're going to learn from Paul Daly. They're going to learn from Katie Mayers. They're going to learn from a guy named Rob Ruth that owns a dealership in Pennsylvania called Bob Ruth Ford. One of the most successful dealerships in the country. They sell over 500 cars a month. Most of them are used cars. This is a guy who literally grew up in the dealership. His family lived upstairs in a dealership. And he is going to pour into them and teach them what success looks like, not just on the business side, but in many of the other 8 pillars of life. Oh, and did I mention my guys Fred and Lou? That's right, Fred and Lou, who some of you know. Fred and Lou are also going to be coming in, teaching these kids, pouring into these kids. They're going to teach them how to forgive, focus, fly. They're going to come in and teach them what it takes to build a business, to be an entrepreneur, to align all of those things. That's right, over the next 8 weeks, these kids, 15, 16, 17, 18, we got one 19-year-old, we got 2 13-year-olds. They're going to be learning from Glenn, from Sam, from Evan, from the rest of my team, from Liza, from Adam, from Heather, from Paul Daly, from Katie Mayers, from Rob Ruth, from Fred and Lou. Oh, and that's right, Danelle. Did I mention Danelle? Oh, yeah. That's right, Danelle. Danelle Delgado, global speaker, multi-author, business builder, millionaire maker. Yeah. She's coming too. So listen, over the next 8 weeks, these kids in an office setting, in an actual multi-million-dollar business that is running and operating, these teenagers are going to have the opportunity to learn business. They're going to have an opportunity to learn business from some of the biggest business builders, some of the biggest business builders inside and outside of automotive, some of the biggest business builders that are definitely in this phone, in this Rolodex. And it's going to be transformative for me, for these kids, for this office, for 800%. What a gift. What a gift, right? Taking this small group of kids, all aged 13 to 19, and letting them learn from some of the biggest and the brightest. Imagine what that would have done for you. Just imagine if you would have had the opportunity to sit in that room when you were a teenager and learn from all of these business builders. And what's crazy is this was my daughter's idea, man. This was just my daughter's idea. I simply, now that my daughter had this idea, and now that we're here, my brain is just thinking about all the different things that we can do with it. In the future, I want to have more classes. I want to grow it, right? I want to grow it. Maybe twice a year we'll have these classes. I want Ramon to come in and teach. I want Grant Cardone to come in and teach. I want Dave Meltzer to come in and teach. I want Carla Casenzi, who I was just at her dealerships yesterday. I want her to come in and teach. I want Sharon Lecter to come in and teach. I want Lisa Copeland to come in and teach. I want Kristen Kingsbury to come in and teach. I just my phone, dude, the whole Rolodex. I'm let's go. Anybody that's built a business, I want you to come in and teach these teenagers what it is that you know. The whole Rolodex. But here's what's crazy, though. Here's what's crazy. Here's what I want you to know. Here's what's crazy. What's crazy is that each of my friends that I asked, when I called Liza and said, hey, Liza, I've got a small group of kids, high school kids. It's a small group of kids. Will you come pour into them? Her answer immediately was yes. This is on her dime and her time. I asked Adam Marburger. Immediately his answer was yes. On his dime and his time. Heather Parody, yes. Her dime, her time. Paul Daly, yes. His dime, his time. Katie Mayers, yes. Her dime, her time. Rob Ruth, yes. His dime, his time. Fred and Lou, yes. Their dime, their time. Danelle Delgado, yes. Her dime, her time. And that's what was crazy. There was no hesitation from any of them. Why? Why is that? Well, I think part of that is because they love me. These are all people. Send your son, Kat. Let's go. These are all people that they love me enough to pick up the phone when I call. Maybe not right away because they're busy and they're building businesses. I think they said yes because they love me. I think they also said yes because they know I love them and that I wouldn't ask them if it didn't matter. Right? They trust me and know that I love them enough to not ask them to do something if it doesn't matter. I think thirdly, they said yes because they love me, or not because they love me, but because they love making an impact on others, especially young people. So see, I'm sharing this with you because we're in this series this week called Love Me Not. And you got to understand that when you love people the right way and you understand what they love, right? Everyone I just listed loves making an impact. I love them the right way. I respect their boundaries. I respect who they are. I respect what they bring to the table. So they love me. I love them. I understand who they are. Therefore, the answer is yes. Monday this week, we talked about love being strong. Tuesday, we talked about love telling the truth. Today, I want to take it just a little bit further and go internal. We're going to have to look in the mirror a little bit, and we're already way ahead on time. So we'll do a quick little dancing. All right, just some quick dancing this morning. Keep that energy up high. For those of you that know and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. All right, I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me, whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay. Say what's up, and I'll say what's up back. Speaking of replay, I do want to say good morning to those that I see on the replay on the regular. I want to say good morning to you. I always get a chance to say good morning to the people that are on live, but I want to say good morning to those that are watching the replay on the regular. So good morning, Denny Rust. Thank you for always being here. I appreciate it. Good morning, Heather Parody. Thank you for being on here every single day. Jim Tursky, I appreciate you, Jim Tursky. Thanks for watching the show. Frank Marshall, thank you, Frank Marshall. I greatly appreciate you. All right, I really do. Vanjie Torres, thank you for watching the show. Amy Hitch, always watching on replay. Amy, great to see you. She's an 800% Club ambassador. Glenda Watson, thank you for always watching the show. Dave O'Brien, thanks for being here. I greatly appreciate you, Dave O'Brien. We've got Lane Simmons and Jay Burchell. Thanks, Lane. Thanks, Jay. We've got Kathy Camacho Hawkins. Kathy Camacho, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you. Frank Knox, my man Frank Knox, my guy. Thanks for always watching the show. I appreciate you. Angela Heath and Robert Migliaccio, which I think Robert Migliaccio's on live today. He's usually on replay. He's on live today. Ronald Bechekwa, thank you for watching the show all the way from Uganda. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate you. And for those of you in Breakfast with Champions that listen in every day, I appreciate you. Those of you that are on here live, Nathaniel Banks, good morning. Tara Hope, good morning. Bella Rigby, good morning. Patricia Frudenberg, good morning. Kat Perez, good morning. Tosh Queen, good morning. Valerie Stone, good morning. Tony Robinson, Sonia Merritt, Malika Starr-Carey, Ramon Ray, Trisha Rue, all of you guys, thank you so much. Kat Perez, there's so many of you that are on here live every single day. and I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate you. Now, this show is live 5:30 a.m. Monday through Friday. When we're not live, you can always hop into the 800%.life Facebook group. This is where we're talking about events that are going on. This is where we're talking about things like this teenager entrepreneurship class, so on and so forth. All the different things that are happening. Is that other mic? No, okay. All the different things. I wonder why it's doing that. Check that out. That's weird. Okay, cool. Anyways, all the different things that we're doing, you can catch up on those things at 800%.life. All right, let's dive in today. It's a little bit dangerous, and I think it's important. All right, today I want to talk about something called self-love. Have you ever heard of it? Self-love. And this is the type of love that could be, what's up, Eric Keeney? This is the type of love that is probably the most misunderstood, I would think. And sometimes it's a little bit dangerous to talk about. Because culture talks about self-love a certain way. Culture talks about self-love. It says things like you need to protect your peace. In the self-love culture, there's posters that say know your worth. And then you've got the self-love community that says live your truth. Put yourself first. And I got to say, some of that is healthy. Some of that is really healthy. But there's a really thin line between loving self and worshiping self. There's a very thin line. And when you cross that line, it becomes a very dangerous thing. And most people, unfortunately, do not know when they've crossed the line. And see, it's changed quite a bit over the years. Self-love used to mean, okay, I love myself, so I'm going to be disciplined. I love myself, so I'm going to have boundaries. I love myself, so I'm going to make sure that I'm healing and that I'm growing. But now it's kind of changing to where, like, if you love yourself, you avoid any type of, like, accountability, right? Oh, it's okay. Like, oh, you took 8th place, you sucked it up, and you didn't really put in a whole lot of effort. That's all right. It's just where you are right now. It's just the season that you're in. It's okay, right? Like everything's okay. Everything's participation trophies and so on and so forth. It's a very different world that we live in today. You know, today self-love means you like blame others. It's not your fault. You're a victim. Like, just understand you grew up, you didn't have the same opportunities as everyone else. Just understand that, you know, your skin color is different. Your economic system is different. Your whatever. You don't have the privileges that others tend to have. You see, now loving yourself has gone from discipline and boundaries and healing and growth. It's gone to, well, you deserve to just be comfortable. Just stay comfortable. It's cool. You've earned it. You deserve it. It's cool. You don't need to do that thing. Just go ahead and eat that food. It's cool. Oh, you're 190 pounds overweight. Well, it's okay. Just do you, boo. You see, self-love has gone from a powerful way of becoming best version of yourself to never being challenged. Not allowing yourself to be in a space where you can be challenged. So listen, this thing called self-love, the way that I see it is that it's not about avoiding accountability. It's not about blaming others. It's not about staying comfortable. It's not about never being challenged, but it's ultimately about doing the things that build and grow who you are. Whereas some of those other things that I just talked about are really all they're doing is protecting your ego. And I'm not interested in your ego. I'm not. Like, unfortunately, we all have egos and it's a part of who we are and so on and so forth. But I don't have any love whatsoever for your ego. I simply have love for the child of God that you are. You see, I was just in Massachusetts the last couple of days, and Massachusetts, President Teddy Roosevelt is known for coming from kind of those parts. And Teddy Roosevelt, when he was sick as a kid, he was like a very sickly kid. He had asthma, he was weak, he was fragile, and his father loved him enough that his father said to him, he said, "Hey, Teddy, you have the mind, but you don't have the body. You have the mind, but you don't have the body." Now, Teddy Roosevelt could have said, "Well, I cannot believe he said that to me. He should just love me exactly how I am. And why is he saying that I don't have the body? Like, that's just so offensive." But instead of telling him you're perfect as you are, his dad told him, "Look, you're going to have to build yourself. You're going to have to work harder. You're going to have to work harder than the guy next to you. Like, bro, you've got the mind, your mind's in the right place, but your body it's not currently following. So you are going to have to do the things that others don't do in order to have the things that others don't have." Roosevelt went on to become one of the toughest presidents in history. Now, you see, this wasn't because of ego. It was because of a disciplined level of self-love. A disciplined level of self-love. Instead of protecting his weaknesses, well, this is just who I am and this is my truth. Instead of protecting his weaknesses, he trained against the weaknesses. He trained so that he could be strong. There's a woman named Ruby Bridges. Maybe some of you have seen this picture, or maybe some of you have heard about her. But Ruby Bridges, at age 6 years old, she walked into a school in 1960, escorted by federal marshals, while crowds yelled and screamed at her that they did not want schools to be segregated. They did not want black kids going to school with white kids. So Ruby, at 6 years old, she didn't wake up and say, "Well, I choose comfort today. I'm just going to do what's comfortable. I'm just going to go into the rooms where I'm celebrated. I'm just going to only hang out with those that look like me and walk like me and talk like me." No, Ruby, at 6 years old, chose courage. You see, self-love, contrary to popular current cultural belief, self-love is not about avoiding hard things. It's about believing that you're strong enough to walk through them.
November 14th, 1960, was the first day of first grade for 6-year-old Ruby Bridges of New Orleans. That was also a memorable date in American history. It was the first day of court-ordered desegregation of the New Orleans public school system. Back in 1954, the Supreme Court declared the racial segregation of public schools unconstitutional. More than a year later, some African-American parents in New Orleans sued the school board for failure to comply with the court's ruling. Finally, after almost 5 years of legal wrangling, a federal order was issued, demanding the gradual desegregation of New Orleans schools, beginning with the first grade. So, in November 1960, Ruby was one of only 4 black students starting first grade at the previously all-white schools. Ruby attended William Frantz Elementary. The other 3 went to another school. Federal marshals escorted Ruby past a rioting white mob into the building. All of the teachers except one refused to teach while a black child was enrolled. And within that first week of classes, nearly all of the white students in the schools had withdrawn. In Ruby's class, she and the teacher were the only 2, and it stayed that way for the rest of the school year. Despite the continued threats and retaliation against her family, Ruby remained at Frantz Elementary, and in 1961, she advanced to the 2nd grade.
Imagine, put yourself in her shoes. Imagine just her and a teacher in an empty school filled with hate, violent situation at the doorstep every single day in a world that wasn't ready to have the courage to love herself enough to know that she could walk through, her parents to have the courage to love her enough to ask her to do something that ultimately would transform the course of human history. You see, there's a version of self-love in today's society that says if it's hard, you need to leave. If they challenge you, just cut them off. Don't even hear what they have to say. If they correct you or they disagree with you or they don't align with you, then they're toxic. Oh, toxic. We hear that word all over the place today, right? But listen, that's not self-love. That's self-preservation. That's ego disguised as empowerment. I want to say something to some of you that this might be touching a little bit differently. I just want to say that, like, if everyone in your life is toxic, it might not be them. Just saying. So listen, here's a little test, and then we'll go into more of this tomorrow, but here's a little test. Self-love asks, what do I need to do to become better? Ego asks, what do they need to do for me to become better? Self-love asks, what actions should I take to ultimately make an impact in other people's lives? Ego asks, who or what do I need to remove so that I don't feel challenged, so that I don't feel disagreed with, so that I don't feel uncomfortable? You see, right now as a group, we're reading this book called Love Does by Bob Goff. And in that book, Bob talks about showing up in situations that are messy, complicated, and uncomfortable. You see, self-love today would say, well, protect your energy, but the mature love says, show up and be a light. Show up and be a light. Listen, folks, we're going to continue this discussion on love. We're going deep this week. We'll continue this discussion on love because there's so many different perspectives and so many different aspects to this incredibly powerful force. As a matter of fact, I love you. I do. Thank you so much for choosing to be here today. If nobody's told you yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. I think you're amazing. I think you're incredible. I really do. And I believe in you. I do. I believe in you. Maybe more than you believe in yourself. I believe in you. And so thanks for hanging out with me here today. I'm going to go hang out on Clubhouse for a little bit, and I'm going to go hit the gym. If you want to join us over there, you can. We'll continue this discussion there. Otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll do it all over again right here on #RiseAndGrind. Have a great day. Peace. Can't wait to teach these kids today. It's going to be crazy. Crazy.